Hello, in this section of the webinar, we're going to be asking what makes great SUV design, and we'll be talking to Ford's design chief to hopefully get some answers. Of course, this is one of 4 videos that we're showing. We'll also be looking at Ford's SUV family, we'll be focusing on Ford's all-wheel drive vehicle lineup, and we'll be looking at how the sector has expanded at such a rapid rate in recent years. But now, let's get back to Ford's design chief to talk about design. So what exactly makes great SUV design? Well, I'm delighted to be joined by Joel Piaskowski. Joel is the design director for Ford of Europe. Joel, SUV design. Obviously, Ford has a unique look, and we're evolving.
Indeed, Rick. And if you look at the Ford Edge here today, we really begin with our history of SUV designs. And going back to, if you look on a global scale, we've had the Ford EcoSport in South America, followed by the Ford Edge in North America, as well as the Ford Kuga here in Europe. And all 3 of those vehicles in their own right have been iconic relative to their own regions. And with the One Ford philosophy that Alan Mulally instituted back in 2008, the idea was to bring all the vehicles closer together, but yet be able to sell them on a global scale. So what that provided was the opportunity from a design standpoint to really bring some of those design elements closer together while actually retaining some of the distinctiveness that they've had in their respective marketplaces.
Joel, when we look at the Ford SUV lineup now, obviously we've got EcoSport, Kuga and the flagship Edge. Of the 3, EcoSport is the vehicle I think that's probably made the biggest step forward in terms of design change.
Right, and I think if you look at the images of the EcoSport from the original model to the newest model, you really will see that transition as being a very significant jump in its design language. Equally so with the Ford Escape in North America, otherwise known as the Ford Kuga here in Europe. With the original Ford Escape, that was a more boxy SUV-like vehicle. And with the introduction of the Kuga and following this philosophy of One Ford of being able to take the vehicles on a global scale and sell them around the world, the Kuga here was transported to North America to replace the Escape. Still branded Escape, of course, but aesthetically, a pretty significant jump as well, from a very boxy SUV to a much more streamlined, car-like execution to its design aesthetic. But customers really appreciated that, and that's what's been most important for our success.
So tell me, Joel, what sets Ford SUVs apart from other manufacturers? What are the design cues?
Well, if you look at the history, there's always been a certain strength to their design language. Whether it's the designs, the lines that go down the body side, or the strong, sturdy C-pillar on the side of the car that really supports the roof and gives it a lot of structural quality to it, or the muscularity that you see here in the Ford Edge. That's all been part of the design DNA, and we continue to evolve that and develop that. In our next round of vehicles, we're going to be furthering that pursuit.
We've talked about how the exterior of the vehicles are evolving, but also we're introducing a lot of change to the inside design of our SUVs as well. Perhaps you could talk about some of those.
And certainly as the SUVs evolve, customer expectations evolve as well. And customers, as we listen to them on a regular basis, they're looking for more premiumness, more amenities and features and content. And that's what you see here in this new Edge. If you look to the previous generation, a very nice design, but we've really elevated that design, the sense of craftsmanship, the materials that have been applied to the interior. It's a much more warm, inviting environment and ambiance. And that goes the same for the new EcoSport as well as the new Kuga.
Excellent, Joel. Now, I'm not expecting you to give away too many secrets, of course, but as we kind of move forward, do you think we can see a more aggressive evolution of SUV design for Ford?
Well, I wouldn't quite say aggressive, but there's a confidence and an assertiveness to our design language that we're permeating through the model ranges. And as we continue to develop the next generation of SUV lineup, you'll see more of that. And I think the Edge here is really one of the first cues to kind of hint at what the future will bring us.
Excellent. Joel, listen, thank you very much for sharing those thoughts with us. Joel Piaskowski, he must have one of the coolest jobs in the world, designing cars for a living. Who wouldn't want to do that? You can find out a lot more about interesting Ford car designs by looking at the Ford of Europe YouTube channel, where we've got lots of exotic and interesting vehicles on display.